Coming up on AM Rockland News today, there was a rooftop fire at Nyack Hospital a while ago. No injuries. The state is reviewing Rockland's commuting options. We're really happy about that. County tourism is drawing a little bit of scrutiny over their funding over the World Cup that's happening in the middle of the summer. Tourism grants and stuff like that. Rockland updates the home improvement rules. This is actually getting a lot of attention from a lot of contractors in the county. We will have an update. But we want to thank our sponsors, and most importantly, we want to thank our friend Mike Kluger.
Who, me?
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show. I'm here. I'm here to tell you of the SOG that is outside. It is cloudy and rainy. Yeah. Oh, yes. But it's sunny in here in the studio. In our hearts, Tom.
In our hearts.
Why? Because we listened to some good music this morning. We got our blood pumping, which I suggest everyone to do.
Yeah. It feels good, you know? It feels very good.
Yeah, it does. I mean, outside it doesn't feel so good. I mean, it's not freezing like it was like 2 nights ago.
Yeah, what's going on with the weather right now?
Well, the hippie whip dippy weatherman says the weather is hippie and tippy. On Wednesday, which is today, we get up to a whopping 50 degrees. Tomorrow we get up to 67 though. Friday dipping down to 59. Saturday rainy. Saturday and Sunday rainy in the 50s. Monday shoots back up to 60. Tuesday, high 50s and rainy. Wednesday, 60. So we're kind of leveling out on our temperature. Mother Nature's getting over her hangover or whatever she's doing to us.
Right.
So, folks, layers and water resistance today.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And we want to thank our sponsors for helping Rockland's news not just stay on the air, but thrive and be able to grow, be able to deliver the news that's most important to you in Rockland County. First of all, we want to thank.
I was going to say, we got plans other than just telling you guys the news every morning. We got plans on plans on plans, and we need these sponsors.
Yeah.
And we need you guys to go to these sponsors.
Without a doubt. Yeah. And we have a few new sponsors we want to thank today. First, our premier sponsor for the entire year, the New York Boulders baseball team.
May they win and win and win.
Dun, 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 dun.
Go get them.
Yeah, and they are starting their 15th annual season over at Clover Stadium located in Pomona, New York. It's a beautiful minor league baseball stadium, and it's family friendly. And there's like a playground there. Right. There's food. There's obviously adult beverages if you're into that sort of thing.
They even have a Jumbotron.
They have a Jumbotron. I mean, there's just a whole bunch of really awesome things there. And you can learn more. Tickets are on sale now at nyboulders.com.
It's exactly baseball, but smaller.
For the you broke a Tommy.
That was early.
Yeah,
we didn't even get past the first sponsor.
For those of you that are staring at the screen, we have the Work Smart Business Boot Camp, and I'm really excited about this. This is the first time that in the 4 years that we've been doing this, we have a keynote speaker by a billionaire. That's a lot of zeros at the end of your net worth chart and whatnot.
Bing, 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 bing. You got a lot of zeros.
That's right. John Katsimatidis.
That's hard to say.
It is. I had to pronounce it a few times in the mirror staring at myself. Anyway, so John Katsimatidis is going to be our keynote speaker for the Work Smart New York Business Boot Camp. We've been doing this for a few years now, and he's going to be talking straight from the gut, I think, about how to go far in your business life. He has an audio book out called How Far Do You Want to Go? It's available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can also read it off of Amazon. You know, you buy it and then you read it. Old school, like, you know, you read, you know, and it's good. I read it, you know, and we were actually a guest on WABC radio. So John is going to return the favor by actually, he's doing us a favor by being at this thing, but from 9:15 until 10 o'clock in the morning at Dominican University, he's going to be doing a keynote on how to go far in your business life. So tickets are on sale now. WorkSmartNY.com. It's $29.95 in order to attend in person. You get breakfast, you get speed networking, you get the keynote speech. You also get TED-style talks from 3 other individuals that are veterans of the business world in Rockland County. Joe Barada, Hopeton Scott, as well as myself. I'll be doing a little something.
And it's on a beautiful college campus.
Yeah. Speed networking. So it's $29.95. But if you put as a coupon code on checkout Rockland News, all one word, You get $10 off.
I hear that several of our sponsors are giving away Rockland News coupons. That if you just walk in and you mention that you have heard about their shop on our show, they'll hook you up.
That's right.
Like
Whole Shot Bagels.
I was going to say this very morning, Whole Shot Bagels. If you have the hunger in your belly, walk in, tell Clever, Victoria, and any of those fine folks over there that you heard it at Rockland News. They'll hook you up with a bagel.
It's like Christopher Walken on Saturday Night Live, where he's like, "Gentlemen, I have a fever, and the fever is more Whole Shot Bagels."
With cowbell?
With cowbell.
Because you can always use more cowbell.
I honestly think that if we gave Clevin, the owner of Whole Shot Bagels, along with his wife, Victoria, if we gave Clevin a cowbell, he would ring it.
He would play it for us.
Yeah.
He would play it.
He would absolutely ring it. So, yeah, Whole Shot Bagels. You get a free bagel if you mention Rockland News. Also, Kobe Sushi.
I mean,
I know.
Getting a discount on your sushi when your sushi is not discounted, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's great sushi. They have jazz on Wednesdays and Saturday nights, and oh my goodness, it's Wednesday night right now.
And are you going again to go see the magical Mike Torres?
I saw him last week. He takes a week off because he really puts everything into it.
All right.
And then he comes back. So
tell us a little bit about last week's show because you attended.
Mike's awesome. So we get really, I don't want to say we get any special treatment, but they put us right up front with Mike singing, also playing guitar.
Okay.
So how do I put this? It's not background music because he's really, he's trying to present an atmosphere.
Okay. So
he's there, which is the right amount of jazz, right?
Yeah.
And he does like jazz strumming of guitar.
Now, I think we need to clarify to our listeners, there's a lot of different kinds of jazz.
There is.
So what kind of jazz is Mike playing?
I would say first of all, it's acoustic.
Okay.
Right? There's no backing drums or bass. So he's doing everything himself.
So very singer-songwritery, not like Kenny G jazz or bebop jazz or Miles Davis or Dizzy Gillespie kind of jazz.
Exactly. Yeah. And I actually have it's going to be, hopefully I'm doing it on the laptop. So you might be able to hear this in the background, but I have a sample of him playing.
And I'll give you a sample. Spirit Magic Helmet?
Amazing. Let me see if I can find it here.
Well, folks, while Tom is looking for that, I would like to encourage any of you who are musicians who would like to start playing out, or musicians who are already playing out and you're a little frustrated trying to find venues or to get paid by the venue or any of that, to reach out to us at Rockland News, rocklandnews.com/alert, and contact us about Sponsor Band. Sponsor Band tries to hook up venues, sponsors, and local musicians. And we're trying to do that because Tom and I really, really, really love local musicians. We don't want to have to leave Rockland County to go listen to some live shows. We want to encourage it for all of our listeners here. So if you know anyone, tell them about Sponsor Band because Tom and I want to hook you all up.
Yeah, it's one of those selfish things where we want music closer to us, but if the music gets closer to us, it gets closer to you, ladies and gentlemen.
That is not selfish. That is noble.
It's noble.
It is a noble pursuit to bring more music to the people.
Like the West Nyack establishment, Noble Experiment.
Brewing Company. They have a fine selection of ales, all made by our dear friend Nick.
Yep. And here's some from Mike Torres right here. See if we can play this here. Can it play? Come on. There we go. No? Yes? No?
I don't know if the people are
going
to hear this.
Can hear that. Yeah. But we got the soundboard coming in. So
the technology will be upgraded because we've gathered so many new sponsors. We try and do as many upgrades, trying to make as many improvements to the show as possible. Yeah. We want to bring you what you want to hear because what we want to do is be the voice of Rockland.
Let's go through the rest of the sponsors. We got Yabu.
Speaking of our Rockland peoples.
Yeah, Yabu Fence Company, Dana Pest Control, Easy Temp located in Hackensack, New Jersey. Fiesta, go ahead.
And Fiesta Acapulco, which is in Stony Point. Kobe Sushi, who we've mentioned before in New City. Whole Shot Bagels in Haverstraw, right across from the cemetery. Stony Point Pancake Factory in Stony Point, obviously. The UPS store in West Haverstraw is sponsoring us. Ivy Rehab Physical Therapy in West Haverstraw. iNest Vape in Stony Point. Susan Bova at Coldwell Banker Realty. 99 Signs
A business without a sign,
is
ladies
a
and gentlemen.
sign of
No
no
business. Get all your signs, your digital billboard signs, your banners, your vertical signs at 99signs.com.
They even do Little League stuff.
Yeah.
It's great. FC Perfection Auto Body Repair in Congers. Clean Space Maintenance Management Company. Our good friends, like we said, at Noble Experiment Brewing Company and District 96 / Burger Loft, both in Nyack and New City. Pickleball, New York Pickleball Club is open and ready for your racket swinging stuff. We went there, we did a live show, we met with everybody. It is a beautiful facility, Tom.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm looking forward to learning more about pickleball. It's going to be a fun time.
If pickleball is not your thing and bowling is, Breakpoint Bowling.
Breakpoint Bowling, exactly.
Right? That's in Haverstraw, right?
Yeah.
Pickleball, the New York Pickleball Club is in New City. And we are looking for all of the Main Street USA small businesses that you are bringing to Rocklanders. We want to promote them for you. We want to tell the people about them. We want to find all the cool places.
We do.
And we want to tell them to you.
We really do. It's going to be a fun time. This summer is going to be a lot of action, a lot of activity.
We're already having it now. It's only spring.
I know.
So let's see. Who else do we want to talk about here?
I know I'm being lazy right now, Mike.
Why
sorry.
are you being lazy?
I'm just amping up a little bit. By the way, speaking of cannabis, so we have.
You're still learning about this cannabis.
Correct. Oh, believe me, we're learning a lot about this cannabis right now.
Because Tom always says he doesn't know.
I don't know much about this cannabis thing.
But there's a lot to know. So how could you know so much?
So we have a really cool thing that happened over the weekend. I want to be careful. I'm going to first of all give a shout out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. To 202 Cannabis.
Okay.
So 202 Cannabis, you guys rock. You're awesome.
I mean, happy 420 2 days ago for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to be dropping in still and doing our thing with them. But we also had the opportunity to go over to the Flowery.
Which is the new dispensary in Haverstraw, right?
Correct. Yeah,
right at the very tippy top of Main Street.
Tippy top, tippy top. Yeah.
Anyway.
So we went over there. All right. So you did that, not me.
Yeah.
All right. So we went over there. And the reason why is one of our Stony Music Fest and Rockland Music Fest ambassadors, AK-40.
Oh, yes. I remember AK-40.
So we did a show over there.
Oh, I didn't even know they had a stage.
They have a stage. And
wait. You can go to the dispensary, get your cannabis, and be entertained with live music.
Yes.
That is fantastic, Tom.
So I have designs on doing some things over there with permission, obviously, from the ownership.
And this circles back to sponsor band.
Oh, you better believe it, baby.
Tom, although Tom does like to go and grab his drumsticks and go play out, he, I think, would more prefer all of you to go play out and he could just watch.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind being behind the soundboard or the light board.
Right.
But I definitely want to the atmosphere of being and Mike, you see when my eyes light up.
Oh, you love live music, man.
Yeah. And there's just a communal feeling that I can't explain exactly. There's a few places where I feel very, I'm going to say zen.
Okay.
At the religious institution of my choice. Okay.
That would be the bar where you're playing drums? Oh, no. Well, that's a different kind of religion.
Yeah. No, I'm a Catholic. So, I was actually at a Catholic mass yesterday for a funeral, and it was nice being there to support our friends. So it was good. That's a place that in church, I admittedly feel very comfortable. That's one. 2 is behind the drums. It's like everything just kind of makes sense.
Okay.
All right. 3 is behind the soundboard or the light board, like playing with the digital. This is so cool.
Mixing the tunes and making the band light up.
Yeah.
And those are things that I have been doing for most of my life, making the band sound good and making the band look good.
Absolutely. So we are very interested in doing some things with the Flowery. I had the opportunity of speaking with, I think, the owner or at least an investor of the Flowery facilities. They have 5 different facilities, by the way. Not all here. They're like, scattered across New York, but you can learn more about them. You can just go online and look for the Flowery and you'll see. But yeah, I got a feeling like there's some things that Rockland News may be doing and collaborating with over there.
Because I would like to reiterate, folks, that when it comes to live music in Rockland County, Tom and I want to be a part of that. We want to show up. We want to promote it. We want to tell everybody, come and see this. Whether it's because you're in the band or it's your venue or it's your sponsorship, let's build something awesome in Rockland County. We have so much talent here. We have sports talent, we have music talent, we have artist talents, we have architects in Rockland County. We have famous everything.
Right.
I think we all need to start embracing how awesome Rockland is.
It is. It really is. And I luckily got some perspective yesterday just to the place where we live and work. And I felt, Rockland is an attracting force right now.
It is.
It's pulling people in.
I mean, it's been doing that for decades.
Right. But at a higher Fibonacci scale rate at this point. So, like if you go back to the 1950s,
you mean pre-bridge?
1955 was when the Tappan Zee, and you hit the nail on the head as far as where we're going with this. Yep. So in 1955, I believe the bridge was completed, the Tappan Zee Bridge, the original one. Excuse me. And that increased the population of Rockland County. If I have my figures correct, I think back in, let me just see, Tappan Zee Bridge. Okay. So, and obviously you could take a look at this online, I Wikipedia a lot of stuff, but it was built in 1955. Let's see. Okay. So now you're talking about the population being almost, it's headed toward 400,000 probably in the next 5 to 7 years. But back then it didn't even crack 100,000, the number of people that were in Rockland County.
And there was a lot of farmland. A lot of farmland.
We
were very agricultural. Now we're down to 3 farms.
Yes. Yeah. What are the farms, by the way?
The 3 farms are Van Houten Farms, but in the oldest. Actually, Van Houten's is a nursery and something else. They have a bunch of things going on. Yeah. I will be speaking to them in just a few weeks. Darren Van Houten and I are supposed to sit down and have a talk. They also make some cider. But there's the Dr. Davies Farm, which is associated with Red Barn Cidery, another craft beverage maker in Rockland County. I love the craft beverage, as we know. Dr. Davies has been growing apples and corn and all sorts of stuff for I don't know how many generations.
Yeah.
I believe the oldest farm is Conklin's, which has my favorite apples, the Wine Sap. Love those Wine Sap apples. I love them from Conklin's. I love their donuts. There's nothing like a cider donut. Like you can take your Timmy Ho-Hos and your Dunkins and all of those donuts. You take me to Conklin's and hand me a cider donut. They're so yummy.
Nice.
And then we have the Cropsey CSA, which is the more of the countywide community supported agriculture.
Right.
And that is done on the old Cropsey site in New City.
Nice.
So we do have a lot of green spaces. We do have a lot of people interested in growing stuff. And I do feel like it is something that we should encourage. Yeah. Everyone should grow their own herbs, whatever food you can, just because you can.
Well, absolutely. Yeah. And it's much more healthy, especially when you have it close to home and you're farming it yourself.
Right.
And in 1950, and like you mentioned, the farmland was really the dominating landscape of Rockland County. You had only 89,276 people in 1955 in Rockland County.
Wow.
And now I think we're about 370.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it's going to be hitting. I mean, my guess is, and according to this, we're looking at a 0.81% growth between 2000 and 2023. But I don't think that's factoring in the migration that happened thereafter.
Okay.
So, I think that census rate, it's going to go up to over 1.2% by the time we get to 2027 at least.
All of that segues to our first news point about the commute watch. Right? Because back in 1955, that bridge was there as a build it and they will use it kind of thing.
Yeah.
Now that bridge gets used all the time. Rockland is jam-packed. The Four Corners in Nanuet, which still have no guardrails. Pat Carroll.
Hey, where's Pat Carroll with these guardrails?
We really need to talk about our infrastructure and our commuting and all that. 287, 87, getting across that bridge is horrific sometimes. And Rockland News is reporting that New York State has funded a new transportation study focused on improving rail or bus services west of the Hudson. Us. The study will look at the current gaps for Rockland and Orange commuters, including bus routes, rail links, transfer points into major job centers like New York City. Officials say public input will be part of the process, so this is not an immediate service change, but Rockland residents who deal with long, complicated commutes every day could be an early step towards better connections, more reliable service, and shorter travel times. Now, listeners,
Yes.
if you wish to have your voice heard, either contact us at rocklandnews.com/alert.
Yes.
Or reach out to your local elected officials. Either way, if you don't speak up, your complaints are going to be nothing later.
Without a doubt. Yeah.
Speak up now.
Speak up. And I'm going to mention a few Facebook groups that we are very closely following and also know the administrators for. Rocklanders for Alternatives to Driving. Rockland's Rad. And actually, if you just type in...
That's rad,
It's
dude.
rad. Well, that's why, man. I was like, oh, this is rad, man.
Dude.
Let me go get my skateboard.
We're going to go back to the 80s.
So John Ross, and he's been a guest on AM Rockland as well as like the Rockland's News Government Report. Those are on Tuesdays at 3:00. And John how do I put this? John is not making any money from this endeavor. He's simply trying to create awareness as he basically made himself a volunteer. There's a difference between like joining an organization and saying,
creating the organization.
Right.
Right.
And there's merits to both. It's
Right.
like when you look at your inner soul, it's like, how can I best help? I've been on both sides of the coin.
Right.
All right. I will tell you that starting the organization is a lot of condensing energy into one endeavor. John Ross did that.
We can say that about Rockland News.
Yeah. And so put it this way, because of his communication, because of his advocacy for better ways of getting in and out of New York City, that caught the attention of local government officials. And
exactly.
So the news blurb that you read, Mike, and for those of you that are listening, Rocklanders for Alternatives to Driving is, in my opinion, absolutely one of the forefronts in continuing this movement forward, no pun intended, but traveling back and forth, just getting to places more conveniently, the roads, trains, bus service. I mean, for goodness sakes, Rockland Coaches USA, Coach USA.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember getting on the bus in West Haverstraw and taking that all the way down to New York City, going to visit my sister, taking the E-train, going over to visit my sister in Queens and coming back as like a 21-year-old.
Right.
That doesn't exist for kids in the area.
I remember as a teenager picking the bus up at West Haverstraw and just taking it to Tarrytown and taking the train down.
Yeah.
And I would go to the Museum of Natural History or walk through Central Park or and I was, 16, 17, 18 years old.
Right. Now, this is a PG-13 show, but I will say that Times Square is just a little bit different than it was back in like the 1990s.
And some would say New York is safer now than it has been
much safer
in the 90s. And it's certainly in the 70s.
It's Disneyland, not Girlyland.
Something like that. And part of that is that there are a lot of first responders and a lot of New York City Police Department police officers making sure that city is safe. Now, if you as a community member would like to make Rockland safer, and this is a segue into our next news article, I would like to support everyone in finding their local firehouse, their local volunteer ambulance corps, and volunteering any which way that you can, because we had a fire at Nyack Hospital.
Exactly. Yeah.
Tom, you want to read us about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So emergency crews responded to a rooftop fire at Montefiore Nyack Hospital this past Sunday morning. Yeah, obviously it's on rocklandnews.com. We reported on this, but this is the first time we had a chance to really talk about it on the air. Rockland News and the Rockland Post. Shout out to the Rockland Post, Keith Schickowitz, Robert Joasis, and they reported on this. Rocklandpost.com report that the alarm came in at about 8:54 a.m. and firefighters quickly confirmed that the blaze was limited to the roof and did not spread into the main structure. No injuries were reported to patients, staff, or emergency personnel, and hospital operations, continued. No disruption, thankfully, because there's a lot of emergency cases that come through. Agencies on the scene included Orangetown Police, the Nyack, Piermont, and West Nyack fire departments, along with Nyack Community Ambulance Corps and Rockland Paramedic Services. So everything was contained. Nobody got hurt.
And to my point,
Yeah.
those folks who are most of those are volunteers that you listed off.
Yeah.
Raced to the scene and contained something that could have been really horrible.
Exactly.
That could have been really horrible. So
remember the Towering Inferno, that movie?
I mean,
yeah.
There's lots of media and films about how bad fires can get. And I want to encourage you all to support your local firefighters. They are all volunteers. They do not get paid. Join the firehouse and support any way you can. If you're just good at making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, do that for the firemen. You know, I know they have a lot.
There is nothing against peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I didn't like the way that you jested in that term, sir.
I mean, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches is simple. My point is that if the only thing you can do is put together a simple series of sandwiches for guys who are hungry, like, find a way to help out.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't for all these volunteers, we might have had one less hospital in this county.
No,
and that would have been really sad.
Yeah. So a lot of stuff.
Something that's this is not a sad or an angry. This is going to be interesting. This is quizzical.
Okay.
So tourism money and the World Cup. So Rockland County, the economic development and tourism folk are very focused on FIFA, which is the big soccer thing coming in worldwide. Which as much as I love a good soccer game, I feel that that's not really Rockland centric.
It's an interesting question. It's a very interesting question. So, little context here with Rockland County Business Journal. And hey, listen, colleagues in the industry and everything. Tina doesn't like me, and that's fine. I have always regarded her as doing her research and everything. There's always seems to be a twinge of, let's just say, criticism of anything that's being written about, unless it's national politics. So, okay, not a problem. You can check them out at rcbusinessjournal.com. So basically, but I can verify at least the accuracy of what they're talking about.
And the dollar amounts?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay. And that's why I say she does her research.
Right.
So now here's the deal. FIFA World Cup, it's going to be over at Giant Stadium. I'm sorry, MetLife Stadium.
We all know we are Giants fans here. Right. No offense to the Jets fans, Eric Black.
Yeah. So the county got an Empire State Development grant for Global Rhythms. It's a summer festival, and like I said, MetLife Stadium. And basically, in the preceding years prior to this year, every single year, anywhere from 10 to 20 different not-for-profits.
I think the number was actually up to plus 30 plus.
There you go. Yeah.
I think it was 30 plus.
So, and Rockland Music Fest, as well as Stony Music Fest, we also received grant funding from that. Okay. Full disclosure. Now, what a lot of these not-for-profits, I know, like for instance, the Phoenix Festival, I believe the Nanuet Chamber of Commerce would be on it, and many different entities.
There's a lot of arts organizations. There's the local theaters, the local music venues, all of those homegrown grassroots Rockland County programs.
Yeah, exactly.
Got ignored this year.
Right. So, and what happened was it was such a quick shift. And I think what happened in the background was like the messaging didn't really get out there, because this Empire State Development grant probably showed up at the 11th hour. And because it showed up at the 11th hour, basically I'm saying that the state has some blame on this too, because the county can't put the communication out until it's certain of its direction.
Correct.
So Beth, who's the county communications director, as well as Jenna, they couldn't say anything. So that's the flip on RC Biz Journal, what they reported. Now,
my concern is the focus.
Right. And that's the thing exactly. So getting back to the different not-for-profits, they were anticipating money that wasn't there yet.
And a lot of it was reimbursable money that they had spent and did not get back.
Exactly.
So not only did these nonprofits not get their grant money, but it was after they were told they were getting it, and then they spent it because it was all reimbursable. And now they're out money, and they have they're not getting the extra.
Yeah, and I'm not placing blame on anybody for spending or not spending money. But what I will say is that Rockland Music Fest did not spend anything because this is our 12th year.
Right.
Okay. And Rockland Music Fest did not spend any advertising dollars in order to promote the festival this year. All right. And
So
there's still some
therefore-
things in the works with that, but
Therefore, Rockland Music Festival was not as affected as places like Penguin Repertory Company or the Angel of Nyack
exactly. Yeah.
or the Lafayette Theater,
Right.
picking some points across the county.
Yeah. So I apologize, Mike, because I have some more. I'm trying to lay the whole context of this.
Right.
It's a little bit convoluted, but
Right.
my goal is to try to be as transparent in my communications as possible,
Right.
despite the mistakes. So I hope that those of you that are listening to this, you really understand what we're aiming for. We're going to have a meeting with all of, or as many of those 31 not-for-profits. We'll probably meet up over at maybe Dominican University.
Someplace in Rockland that is supporting Rockland businesses.
Yeah, just to have a conversation. I mean, guys, I'll buy breakfast. Let's talk. All right.
Maybe they should show up to the business boot camp with John Katzenmedes.
What?
I can't say his name, man. I can't say his name.
I can't say it 3 times. You don't know what happens.
Does he show up like Beetlejuice?
It starts with a B.
But by the way, like I have to give a little shout out to my middle schooler because he is in the Suffern Middle School performance of Beetlejuice that opens this weekend. I'm so proud of him. I'm very excited.
Exactly. All right. So that's one side of the story as far as meeting up with the not-for-profits. But check this out, yo. We are going to interview Jenna and Beth.
Wait, are they interviewing us or is it a cross interview? We're interviewing each other.
I don't like to call it a cross interview. I'd like to call it a back and forth.
We're having a conversation.
Yes.
With the county.
Yes, exactly. All right. And so we'll get some context on this entire picture. It's a very delicate situation, even from my perspective. Like we already moved on from like, are we going to get money from the county? We just moved on in our planning, our communications. I'm a rebel.
But that's for Rockland Music Fest.
Right, exactly. But at the same time, Mike,
yeah,
we definitely want to make sure that the entire picture is given to you, the listener, because a lot of the events that you go to during the summer is going to be affected by this.
Right.
All right. So don't forget, you got the Global Rhythms FIFA World Cup. You also have the 250th anniversary of our great nation.
Truth.
Yeah. And it's gonna be a festive time. So there's gonna be some cool things happening. It's just that the schedule is being reworked. That's the way I look at it. It's like we're just working out the schedule. And I think by the end of the summer, we're gonna be like, wow, that was pretty cool.
Well, and I want to encourage our listeners to reach out to us because before we go and talk with the county about this, our listeners should tell us what they want. Because what it seems like is that the county is trying to make a chunk of money on a one-stop thing. And in my mind, and I hope Jenna and Beth can explain this to me, by sacrificing our bread and butter arts community. And that may not be the case, listeners. They might have other plans and other ways to go around this.
Yeah. This one we might have, a little bit of divergence of opinion, but it's okay because it's Mike and Tom.
Right. On the surface, it looks like our arts community is being cast aside for the shiny FIFA Cup.
Right. Like I don't play soccer. I'm like, what?
Well, and I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people who love soccer, and this is not questioning that. This isn't Rockland FIFA. This is World FIFA. We are here about Rockland. And I feel like this is one of those places, because it is a county agency, that our listeners and the citizens need to speak up and say what they want. Because part of the idea of moving our election year to this year, right, is so Rocklanders can focus more on the Rockland elected officials, focus more on what they want out of their county, because this is the place where your vote counts the most.
It does.
Like, we can talk about whichever president over the last 40 plus presidents there are, who cares? I care about what's going on in Rockland because this is what we can affect. Your vote really counts in Stony Point and Havistraw and Round Poe and Orangetown. All of those. that's where you need to go talk to your thing. So if you have opinions about FIFA versus our arts community, this is the time to speak up.
Right.
If you have opinions about what music you want, or what parks you want, or how the commute and the traffic's going to go, this is the place that you go. Rockland, your local place. And if you are afraid to go there yourself, or you don't have time, and just send Tom and I a quick email, a quick message at rocklandnews.com
/alert.
Alert. And
that's becoming a thing.
We will go.
We will go.
We will go and sing the song and sing the song for you. We'll bring it to Ed Day. We'll bring it to Mike Koha. We'll bring it to town supervisors like Amy Conklin-Stam.
Sing a new song unto Ed Day, singing, "Hey, how are you doing?"
Did you just make that up?
Yes.
That was really good.
Thank you very much.
But we need a chorus of voices. We need all of you to join with Tom.
We need anyone else but me to sing.
No. We need everyone to sing, because many voices.
Well, yes. You know what?
The more voices that sing, whether they are good or bad, it all starts sounding beautiful.
I'm a big fan of harmony.
So let's harmonize together as Rockland County.
Yeah.
If you have any issues with what's going on with our elected officials in any of the towns and any of the county level down, we're not talking about state level. We are not talking about the United States. We are talking about Rockland County.
Yep.
So let us know.
There's a lot more that's happening in the news. So we got the whole thing about the home improvement.
Speaking of more Rockland County-based businesses.
Yeah, Rockland County has approved a major rewrite of its home improvement contractors law, the biggest update to the system since the 1980s. So Muncie Scoop, the Mid-Hudson News Report, RC Business Journal, contracts will still need a county license, they reported, but the authority to approve or deny those licenses now shifts over from the Home Improvement Licensing Board to the director of the County Office of Consumer Protection.
Wait a minute. Does that mean you have to have a problem? Like there's going to be more problems that have to be dealt with than solving the problem up front?
Well, that's the big question. But from what I understand from the communications from the Rockland County Legislature, Jay Hood, who's the head of the board there, he says it's not really changing like the whole application process. It's really just changing the oversight committee that's responsible for it.
Right, but it seems like we're putting it at the back end instead of the front end. Instead of protecting the consumer from going in, now the consumer has to make all of this big to do if they have been beguiled by a bad business.
Except for one thing.
What's that?
County legislature is still the approval or denial entity that is in control of the Home Improvement Licensing Board and the Office of Consumer Protection. It was all going to funnel to them anyway. They have to do those meetings where it's like, well, we're doing this, approved, yay, nay. We're doing this, approved, yay, nay. So there's still that licensing what I'm basically getting at is the licensing process has not been diminished.
You know what, Tom? I think we should just put a pin and keep an eye on this story, because I believe the citizens will get very heated if this is going the wrong way on social media, right?
They're PO'd.
Well, they're PO'd about the change in the legislation. We have not seen whether or not that the legislators are right or wrong yet.
Oh, yeah. Well, they are communicating it in advance. And obviously, you know, like Bill Gates said, trust but verify. So, you know, it's not like, you know, oh, great, no problem. I'm just saying, like, at least as far as the communications, what was put out there.
Right.
You know, and if they lie, aren't they in trouble if they're government officials and they're lying?
No, unfortunately not.
Wait, really?
Have we seen the federal government lately?
I don't know. All I follow is Space Watch.
Space Watch?
Yeah.
Is that Space Watch of Rockland County? Your buddy George?
Yeah. And actually, we have some somber news, and we're not sure if he was a member of Space or not, but he was definitely a longtime community member. He was the town supervisor for 2 administrations, and I'm sure that he communicated with Space, especially when the pipeline project was starting to come through the Stony Point area. But Deacon Philip Marino passed away on April 14th of this year. I didn't even realize, you know, Deacon Marino was part of Immaculate Conception Church, where I went to grammar school and I went to church for a long time. Really, really, really nice guy, Mike. Just a really, and it's again one of those things where I never even know about his politics, whether they're like, but just a really nice guy, friendly, got along with everyone. I mean, just in that, I should probably learn from him.
I mean, it is hard to follow in those kind of footsteps, but
Yeah.
part of it is knowing the people around you and having some tolerance, probably.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So may you rest in peace, Deacon Philip Marino, and a job well done, sir. Yep. All right. I'm gonna do the next one, or yeah. So
well,
as long as we're talking about death,
you can take that one.
Authorities say 2 men have now been arrested in connection with the fatal September 2025 shooting on Dutch Lane in Spring Valley. I'm not trying to make light. No, I'm not trying to make light of it. I'm just saying, like, just switching from one thing to another. Right. I'm a nut. Sorry. Rockland Post and Mid-Hudson News identified the suspects as 21-year-old. Now, I looked at and apparently these guys are arrested, so I'm going to not, a person is innocent until proven guilty, but I'm going to make fun of these guys' names. I'm sorry. Dudley Metalis, Rampo, and 20-year-old Smay Denorison. It sounds like one of the guys, the starting lineup for the football on Key and Peele.
I was thinking that it sounded like the extras from the dwarves from Lord of the Rings.
Anyway, look, these the alleged dipshits are in custody, okay? And if they did this is a horrible thing that they did, but if they did it, police say that the victim, a 20-year-old man whose name has not been made public, he died later that day after the shooting at Good Samaritan Hospital in Suffolk. And we actually have some news about Good Samaritan Hospital that Mike talked about before. And investigators say also that a firearm was recovered during one of the arrests. Both men were arraigned and remanded to the Rockland County Jail as the case moves forward. So this is going to be a horrible trial, and 20-year-old man that died. He got 4/5 of his life just wiped out from these. These guys did it. Horrible.
But I would like to thank the police department.
Yeah, Rampo Police, man.
Yeah. One of the things I always appreciate about Ed Day is he likes to keep this county safe, and he does everything he can to help out our police officers.
Ed Day is like the Hill Street Blues of
and I say
Rockland
that
County.
It's in a positive way, because we see a lot of negative news about police departments and police officers all over the country.
Yep.
And I don't know if it's that I'm in the nice places all the time and I'm in a positive place, but I don't see a lot of negative police action happening in Rockland County.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing their job.
Right.
Like, if you're speeding, I mean, if you're speeding, he should pull you over because you're breaking the law, right?
Exactly.
And I'm not saying all laws are just, but for the most part, everyone in Rockland County is trying to get along together. Most of the police officers in the selected departments, a lot of them are homegrown.
Yes.
Which makes us a safer place.
Mm-hmm.
You're just as likely to be like, do I know your grandmother or your sister or whatever? And it becomes more of a community thing, right?
Without a doubt, yeah.
Right. There's going to be less horribleness from your police departments when you have that. So, folks,
community interface, like old school, like back in the day when just people just interfaced with their friendly neighborhood police officer.
Right.
It was a different vibe.
Or if you really want to go like into an older time in America, you'd run and get the sheriff, right? If it was small town America, let's go get the sheriff, right? And the sheriff's job was to just maintain peace in your town.
It was a really cool show, Jericho.
Okay. Yeah.
So, a little dystopian, but like a nuke goes off in the city right next to Jericho. Jericho is like, let's say like about 100 miles away or whatever. And, it's that country style vibe. And all of a sudden, like in the distance, boom, right? Everything changes. And one of the main characters of the show, the town mayor, is also the sheriff. And they're trying to maintain the order of trying to keep everybody not going at each other, because now the resources became more limited. Mm-hmm. The people were trying to survive, but they were also losing the fiber of connection that survival mentality took away. It's like, you feel like you always got to like just go out there and just like scavenge and forage for food. if somebody else is headed for that food at the same time, let's just say at very least it might cause a little bit more distrust.
And there could be some aggression, that kind of stuff.
Right.
Circling back to today in modern society, again, there's a lot of negative press about police departments. I cannot attest to what is going on outside of Rockland County, but it is my perspective from the people that I talk to, from the people that I've met. We do a really good job in Rockland County about keeping people safe despite the pressures and the criminal element that we do have in Rockland County, because there's a lot of people here in a very small amount of space. There's no way to wipe out the crime, right? There's no way to do that. You can contain it and keep people safe.
Right.
And I feel like that's what's going on here in Rockland.
It is, yeah. And I think as we talk about that population increase, again, it was like, less than 100,000 back in 1955 when the bridge was made. And now you go to almost 400,000, 367,000, I believe, by the last estimate. That need to keep that connection is not just done through our community, but also by the police department, try to maintain order.
The firehouses, the ambulance
corps, absolutely. Yep. And people that volunteer for various things like Rocklanders for Alternatives to Driving.
Or like people to people that are trying to make sure that people aren't going hungry.
Yeah.
Even the animal shelter, right? Volunteer any which way you can. If you see something, say something, as my old pal Bill Murphy of RCC Security used to say.
I thought you were going to say Bill Murray. I was like, oh, can you get him on the show?
No, Bill Murphy. I mean, if you want Bill Murphy on the show, he's retired now.
Yo, man, we can pretty much land anybody on the show. Not to say that there isn't work involved. Sometimes it takes months and months and months, but
scheduling is a pain.
Scheduling, just a tad.
All right. So moving on about being good citizens and being kind to one another. Teen Driver Enforcement Week.
Yes, and part of the mandate of Rockland's news this year, we talked about it many times, is safe driving. Teen Driver Enforcement Week. You want to hit it, Mike?
Muncie Scoop reports that Rockland Police Departments and New York State Police are taking part in this year's No Empty Chair campaign, aimed at reducing teen driving crashes as graduation season approaches. The enforcement push runs from April 20th through April 24th this week and focuses on different safety issues each day, including impaired driving, seatbelts, texting behind the wheel, school bus safety, and speeding in school zones or construction zones for that matter.
Right. Yeah, pledge pins for that.
Right. The campaign was launched by the governor's Traffic Safety Committee in 2014, and the name symbolizes the empty chair left behind when a graduating senior is lost in a preventable crash. Yeah. So this is about being aware, and it's not just our teens. I'm sure we have all seen this driving across the bridge, driving in Rockland County, where people are not paying attention because they're so wrapped up in what's going on in their 2 inches around their body, instead of paying attention to what the other drivers and other cars are doing.
Yeah, I mean, back in 2010, there was a horrible accident that took place between Suffern and Montebello, and I lived literally like a block away from this. So I'm going back to a news article by WABC. Tuesday, March 30th of 2010, police are saying that a Ford Focus driven by the two students, I had a Ford Focus, by the way, identified as 18-year-old Vincent Crotty and 17-year-old Christopher Konkowski. I want to say that correctly. Christopher Konkowski. They crossed the double yellow line and they got struck by a Volvo, and they both died in the accident. It was horrible. And that's the sort of thing that is a preventable accident. And
hold on, not preventable by the police department, mind you. So when I say the police departments are being safe, there's nothing they cannot stop us from doing stupid things.
But what they can do, and this is what I'm getting at, is that, for instance, police, as well as state agencies, as well as Rockland's News, we took on the mandate this year to make sure that there's more driver awareness. Like, you have got to be safe on the roads. And that's why me and Mike are telling you, if you're listening to this in the car, if you're later on, you're driving and you're like, oh, I get the text message or anything like that, or maybe I'll just have one more beer and I could still drive. No, you can't. Okay, just please. And we're saying this because we love you. All right, you got to be careful, yo. Please, I'm telling you, my dad died in a freaking awful car accident when I was 12 years old. Now, I'm not saying that to ask for, oh, that's so bad. I got over it. It takes time.
I mean, you don't really ever get over it.
You don't want to be the person that makes a kid lose their father or mother. You don't want to be the person.
Tom has full experience with this empty chair concept
Correct.
that they're talking about. So don't cause another empty chair.
Exactly. So you don't want to be the person that does that either to yourself, your family, or someone else's family. So all it has to do with this. The point here is awareness behind the wheel. You got to be aware of what's happening, and you can't be driving along like every single moment. It's like, oh yeah, it's all going to work out, because I saw that several weeks ago, and I'm sorry I'm getting on a soapbox.
No, this is a big one for us, and we really want to raise the bar on this because we want to have a safe Rockland.
Right. So during the Feast of Purim, Joe Salve, all right, cool, very cool dude.
And this is Purim 2026.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're in Muncie and we're driving along, and there's like the shuttles that take the kids to the different parties that are happening. It's a very festive atmosphere. It's very population dense. The kids are getting off of the shuttle and they go to walk across the road. Joe and I, obviously he's a Maven driver training school, stopped and waited like you do with the school buses. Like when children go across the road, you stop your car and you wait. I think we all agree on that, right?
Consideration to other people.
Yeah. So the driver behind us starts honking the horn like, hey. And I turn to Joe. I'm like, by the person's logic behind me, we should be mowing those kids down in front of us in order for him to get to the party quicker.
Whatever party he was going to.
Right. Now, I that sounds like a damning statement, but I'm just going by pure logic on this, all right? And whoever is behind the wheel, it doesn't freaking matter. But the point is
inconsiderate.
It's very inconsiderate to another person's life. It really is.
To several other person's lives, right?
Yeah. So anyway, the point is, Mike, and for those of you listening, I know I went off a little bit, but please be safe behind the wheel.
Put your phones down.
Not just your life, but somebody else's.
Whew.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I know that was a lot.
No, Tom. This is one of the reasons why we can't hop on here, is to tell the citizens to be nicer to one another, to be more considerate, because we want to be in a safe, fun, awesome Rockland. Because there's so much cool stuff here, and if you're dead, you don't get to experience it.
Correct.
Right. And if you kill somebody, you don't get to experience it because you're probably going to go to jail.
Also correct. Can relate.
Wait, you went to jail?
Yeah.
Did you take your cup and go against the bars?
No, I just waited for the judge the next morning.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I mean, listen, I've said it. I'm a rebel and I make mistakes too. And just so you know that I'm being very, very just out there with what I'm saying. I made mistakes too. I mean, I'll give you an example. I'm the owner of Rockland's News. I got Rockland Web Design, two very, very well-established companies. First one in 2007, second one in 2021 when we started rocklandnews.com. I got hit with a DWAI.
So, and listeners, to Tom's point, in a moment, your life could change.
Exactly.
It could change for legal reasons. It could change for all sorts of reasons. And if you are not paying attention, if you are not being considerate, if you are not thinking things through, your life could change.
Let me explain exactly what happened. So back in 2022, when I was engaged, me and my wife were getting ready for the wedding. Back in August 30th, yeah, 31st, I forget what. So we're our band is practicing at the studio just down the road from here. I won't name exactly where, obviously, but all right. So I had too much to drink, and I got behind the wheel, and I got pulled over, And ultimately, I ended up not just pleading guilty to driving while ability impaired. It wasn't DWI, but the point is that I had some drinks and I shouldn't have. And I basically, I didn't fight it. I did it. So it's what it is. But no, let me finish.
I just wanted to not minimize, but you didn't actually hurt anybody. You could have.
I could have. Exactly.
That's what I want to get to.
Yeah, I could have hurt. And that's the real crime of what happened, is I could have hurt someone else. And that's why it was important to me to try to bring it full circle. And obviously, license away for a while, license back, very happy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's very important that now that I'm on the other side of this, now I can bring the whole story full circle. So, my dad got killed in a car accident when I was 12. Okay. But I could have very well been the person that theoretically
killed somebody else's dad.
No, yeah, exactly. Bingo. Yeah.
Right?
So I would never want to do that. And I don't think that the person that killed my dad, we never found him, meant to kill him. It was a drunk driver.
And they were being inconsiderate to others on the road and to other people in their locality.
Exactly. So my commitment to you, the listener, and myself and those around me is that, driving now is a completely different way of driving than before what I did. So it's about safe driving. And that also, we reflect that on Rockland's news. We reflect that at the county level because they are asking us to put out advertisements about safe driving this year, plus the news article. So we're really trying to create that awareness around the need to drive safely.
We have a passion about this.
Yep.
Because we want you all to be able to go to the show and enjoy it.
Exactly.
You can't do it if you're in the hospital or you're dead.
I mean, literally, like, we created an organization called Stoner Cab where, basically they show up sober to drive you home so you don't have to be.
And and that is the considerate thing to do.
Yeah. We drive what's their term? We drive sober so you don't have to.
There you go.
Yeah.
So speaking of being considerate,
yes,
one of the things you have to do in Rockland County is pay attention to your water consumption.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now, I took the rain barrel seminar many years ago at Cornell Cooperative Extension, and the water company had sponsored that program. And they stood up in front of us all and they said, I know it sounds weird that the product that we're charging you money for, we're asking you to get for free.
Yeah.
And this is what they said. There's not enough water supply for the residents of Rockland because Rockland has grown so fast. So one of the things that we need to pay attention to is not wasting our precious resources,
right, like
clean water.
Yes, exactly. And we actually, I am one of the individuals that believed very, very ardently about the need for West Havistraw's water desalination plant. And it got shot down.
Okay.
It got shot down, but, whatever.
Well, the county's Water Resource Management Task Force says Rockland depends entirely on local surface water and groundwater to serve homes, schools, businesses, and health care facilities such as our hospitals. Officials warn that the stronger storms, flooding, and drought all add pressures to that system. The county is encouraging simple everyday steps like fixing leaks, taking shorter showers, turning off the tap while brushing teeth, and using water-efficient appliances. Leaders say that conservation is now essential to keeping Rockland supply stable and long-term. I do know that there is tax benefit if you make improvements to your house, if you're a homeowner, that either are like efficient windows and doors, or in this case, efficient plumbing. Those improvements can be taken off your taxes.
Yeah. I have a friend of mine. It's Brenner Tools. Shout out to John, our friend John, for introducing us to Seth from Brenner Tools. He invented something that's it's a device that helps with plumbing work. I don't have the exact specs in front of me, but the guy's like, he's an inventor, right?
Okay.
He also has a device called the Fin water conservation tool.
What does it do?
Well, basically, let's say if you're away, like we were
Mhm.
away a few days ago to go to an event in
You were out of
Pennsylvania.
state. Yeah.
Yes. So let's say, for instance, if there's a water leak while we're gone,
Mhm.
the Fin water tool, which connects to your plumbing downstairs, will notify you on your phone that there's a water leak.
Oh.
And then you just push a button, you go boop, and it turns off the water. It's an amazing concept. Turning off and turning on things from when you're away.
Well, up until recently, you didn't have that. If we went back even 20 years ago, Tom,
Yeah.
you'd come back to a flood in your basement, and there was nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't even think of it. If it's 2 days, if you have a water leak in 2 days, you will lose hundreds, if not thousands, of gallons of water, and the water company will charge you hundreds and thousands of dollars for that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So, the point is, this is the time to go check your house. Now that the spring thaw has happened, there's a lot of ice damage. We had a lot of extra snow, a lot of extra cold. You need to wander around your house and make sure those outside faucets aren't leaking.
Mhm.
There's nothing inside your house. Like, go down into your lower basements, make sure that it's not mildewing and smelling bad because there's water.
Yeah.
And most importantly, like the water conservation folks say, turn those faucets off in between the brushings. Try and have those showers a little less, and go to Cornell Cooperative Extension and ask them about rain barrels if you want to have a garden.
Absolutely.
Because truth be told, the rainwater is better for your garden than the water coming out of the tap because there's no chlorine in it.
100%.
And why is that chlorine there, folks? So you are not getting any sort of bacteria or viruses in your water.
You're kidding me. I thought it was to stop COVID. You remember that?
I mean,
you remember that?
I mean,
no, I know. It was absurd. Like, give me a break.
My question is, can viruses and bacteria live in a chlorinated environment? And generally the answer is no.
Right.
Now, if we have any science folk out there, any science teachers, any science professionals, and I am wrong in any of this, please reach out to us at rocklandnews.com/alert. Alert. Because we want to know, and we want to give you the facts, not just Mike's and Tom's opinion, which we do give you an awful lot of.
You know, Mike.
Yes.
As I think about it.
As you think about it.
I'm just going to throw this out there. Anytime that I bring up something stupid.
Yeah.
We should go back to, if you have an opinion on this, contact rocklandnews.com/alert.
I mean, we do that, don't we?
Well, yeah. But in my mind at the moment, while I'm eating these cookies,
they're really good.
They really are. Where'd you get them?
My dear friend, Dr. Nancy Kane of dance. She was a former dance instructor at Rockland Community College. She now works up in Ithaca.
Shout out, man.
Still loves our Rockland Community College. I was having a rough couple of weeks, and she's like, well, I can send you some cookies. I'm like, Nancy, you make the best cookies. And Tom can attest to this.
Yeah, exactly. And Mike, I just want to say this. I think that what you're doing right now in the background is transformative in its nature, but is going to be awesome for you, brother, especially over the next few years. I'm so, I don't want to say proud because we're colleagues,
right,
and friends, but I'm just really happy that things are moving in the right direction for you, man. You know?
And I hope that direction is that this show becomes the spot in everyone's ear in Rockland County. Because really, we have a passion, folks. And Tom and I are working extra hard. We do not make a living off of doing the show. We're doing this because we have passion about having Rockland's voice, about bringing you guys awesome music. So we all, as Rocklanders, Tom and I included, don't have to leave Rockland to listen to good music.
Yep.
To don't have to leave Rockland County to go see a good show.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think, over the last 6 years, the music landscape has changed. Everything that happened like 2020, 2021, 2022.
You're talking post-COVID stuff.
Yeah, whatever. I didn't want to bring it up again.
I mean, it's COVID.
Yeah,
COVID.
Yeah.
All right. So that happened 6 years ago.
Yeah. So music has changed in Rockland too. Like when you go into a very well-known restaurant, you're like, hey, I got 2 musicians that are awesome. They play jazz music. They want to play.
And
the guy's like, oh, exactly. Kobe Sushi, located in New City. They have jazz music nights on Wednesdays and Saturday nights. So they basically took over for this other restaurant.
Okay.
that basically, I go in and I'm like, hey, we could maybe book some stuff over here. I got like a great jazz musician in Hal Keshner
Okay.
and Crystal that do a great two-piece jazz music show. And he's like, well, how much you charging? And Hal has been in the industry for literally like, 30 or 40 years as an accomplished musician. He had a 10-piece band. He
Oh
performed,
yeah, I always think of Hal as a big band guy.
right. He performs for Habitat for Humanity.
Yeah,
You know,
and
Paul Spezial plays
Okay.
amazing guitar.
a couple of Stony Music Fests he played for us.
He played at Stony Music Fest, exactly. So I go in there and I talk with one of the owners. There's three of them. You can do your math on this, who it is. But and by the way, it's located right down Route 303. So I go over there and I hold grudges. I go in.
And I don't.
Okay, well, so basically I go to him like, look, we could get these guys in. How much are you asking? It's like, $400. Oh, I could get two people for $250.
And this is why we created Sponsor Band, Tom, because we know that the bands are having a hard time dealing with the venues. I know the venues are working on a short budget, so we needed a third party in this, and that party is the Rockland County businesses that are not in the music industry that want to sponsor and help out the music industry, such as Yabu Fence and Dana Pest Control, that have sponsored how many of your music festivals, how many of those bands?
8.
They love music, and I cannot express enough the gratitude and thanks I have for those two companies in particular. But there are several more who sponsor Tom's music love and his passions, and we would like to bring more of that to Rockland.
Exactly. So back in that room, when the person said to me $250 for two people, I was insulted. And listen, we don't make money off of like booking the musicians at that point. I'm looking at them like, these guys aren't unit prices. Like they're human beings.
They're human. Let's say it again, Tom.
They're human beings that perform art. Music is art. I'm sorry, it is. End of story. Okay, and you're treating them like they're a supermarket shelf item.
Right, a disposable and consumable item, and they are not.
Yeah, there's value there. All right, you want to call it business use case, but this is the problem. It's not just that restaurant. It's all the restaurants. It's all of the establishments, including the large venues that place a price. Now, I get it. I understand, the venue and the restaurant, they have to make sure that they're continually making money because they're in business, okay? And that's where sponsor bands came into play.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got annoyed at something and I decided to fix it.
And this is what we're telling you, folks. And if you have ideas like Tom has of, hey, I see this problem, I want to fix it, I don't know how, I need some help, reach out to us at rocklandnews.com/alert. Now, one of the things that I've noticed is even if Tom and I don't know how to help you solve your problem, we can help you find the people who can.
Yes.
There's a lot of connectivity here at Rockland News with the elected officials, with the business community, with the education community, and we want to see everyone succeed the best they can here in Rockland County.
Absolutely do. That's the whole idea.
So with that in mind, there is a college pathway that has been expanded between Rockland Community College and Ramapo College of New Jersey.
My alma maters, RCC and Ramapo College.
I only got the first one, but go ahead.
Hey, man, you know what? Honestly, it's just being at RCC was such a communal, you just felt the connection with, and I had the opportunity to do that as well. And now RCC students, they finish the Associate of Arts degree or the Associate of Science degree. They can transfer to Ramapo College, which is where I finished up over there for my bachelor's. Now, the cool thing about this is a renewal of the way that the contracts were for transferal of credits. So it's not only strengthening the ability for RCC to graduate its students, but also for Ramapo College to keep the student journey of education alive. And that really creates, the community benefits from people really taking on that responsibility so that they can help the local landscape, especially if they do it in the areas like, for instance, there's like literature in it. And maybe I originally wanted to be a teacher.
Right. And we are in that cycle. I have a lot of educators that in our age, mine and Tom's age, a lot of folks became teachers. And just as they were becoming teachers, many of the teachers who were teaching us had aged out.
Yeah.
We are right in that zone where that's about to happen again, because Tom and I are in that age bracket where most of the people who graduated around us have now been teaching for 20, 25, 30 years.
Exactly.
It's time for them to retire. So who is going to fill those spots? So we're losing nurses, we're losing teachers, we're losing police officers, because they're all of those folks who took those jobs.
Right.
It's time for them to retire.
Yeah. Like millennials.
Nothing against them. Like,
right.
You've served your time. Thank you for your service.
Exactly.
But you young folk, there are opportunity. There are opportunity for the young folk. They just need to get a decent education from in the thing that they have passion in. I feel like a lot of folks spend a lot of time in college trying to figure out what they're passionate about to want to go and do that. Because there's a lot of societal push to make a whole lot of money or do this, that, and the other thing. You should really figure out what drives you. If you can make money on that, cool. I hope that you are able to carve out a life for yourself, no matter what you choose.
Right.
But I think that the more authentic you become with what yourself, the more you are self-aware about what you want.
And the funny thing is he ended up graduating with a history degree, which pretty much translates to, hi, would you like some coffee with that? Like, it didn't put any money in my pocket directly. But the thing that I learned the most, and I think this is a thread that goes through all of the different courses and stuff, is research. Like, really being able to, take the time in order to, and that's, partially the news component is researching and making sure that the facts are straight and you get a full context of what happened. We do it from the perspective of what happened over the course of history.
Correct.
So, yeah. And, another.
Hold on. Yeah. The why is that important, listeners? The why that's important is those who do not study and understand history are doomed to repeat it.
100%.
Those of us who have studied it are doomed to watch those of you who haven't repeat it and force us to repeat it with you.
And for those of you that remember 1931, watch Jericho. And then remember so that stuff never happens. Period.
I just feel like we went on some weird jazz there, and then we got to bring it on back. We got to bring it up. What's the next article in the news over here?
By the way,
my tablet just shut down. My technology.
Thank Susan Bova from Coldwell Banker Realty, 845-826-0333. She is an award-winning agent for Coldwell Banker Realty, and she can help you with your real estate needs in Rockland County. Susan Bova from Coldwell Banker Realty.
There you go. What else we got in the news today, Tom?
We got a few more things, yeah.
What else we got?
So Nyack News and Views says that the spring event season is still rolling in Nyack, with the Palisades Carnival running through April 26th, the next Nyack Street Fair set for May 17th, and the Nyack Farmers Market continuing year-round from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. The outlet says spring in Nyack is packed with events for all ages, and that more are still to come as the village heads towards summer. For local families and small businesses, that means more foot traffic, more community events, and another busy stretch for one of Rockland's most active downtowns. So it's going to be a really, really interesting time for Rocklanders this summer. And of course, like we mentioned about the World's Rhythms and everything that's happening over at MetLife Stadium, and there's going to be some activities in Rockland County. That doesn't mean that that's the only activity. Mike, there's going to be a whole bunch of different activities that are happening, and it's going to be a lot of fun, in my opinion.
And there's so much stuff that goes on in Rockland County, especially this time of year. All of we probably have like a dozen garden centers that are all doing all sorts of interesting things. People are gardening. People are going out into the parks. People are going to play pickleball.
Yep.
I know that the theaters are starting up their shows, that the music venues are still doing their shows. We have so much going on.
Yeah, we do.
Listeners, if there's something specific you're looking for and you don't know quite where to find it, reach out to us at rocklandnews.com/alert. Alert.
Yeah.
Now, we got one more note on the list.
Last news item of the day. And thank you for those of you that are listening. And I've been away for a few days, so we haven't been able to do the live stream on Monday and Tuesday, but we have some more coming out. For instance, Government Matters on Tuesdays at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, followed by the Small Business Spotlight at 3:30, and Financial Matters at 4 o'clock. That's on Tuesday. And then Mike and I always do a show on Fridays.
Well, we're going to find someplace cool to go. It will be either a sponsor or a new business or some unique place in Rockland that we want to tell you about.
My money's on the Flowery. I think we should go to the Flowery this
yeah?
week. Yeah, absolutely.
Our last one was at New York Pickleball, and
Yeah.
what a fantastic time we had. We did do a live show at 202 Cannabis. We did not use the drive-through.
Mhm.
We've had one at Fiesta Acapulco. And folks, we want to go out and find these places for you to let you know what's going on here in Rockland.
Exactly.
The places we're going to are special to us because they're family businesses, they're generational businesses, they are American dream businesses where some folks have traveled from another country, decided on Rockland to be their home,
Right.
and start a business there, such as Whole Shop Bagels
Exactly.
in West Haverstraw,
Mhm.
or Vilma's Bakery over down there in Main Street in Haverstraw. We want to bring you that. So, OK Rockland, which is our Friday show, we are going to go out. We're going to find a place and check us out. It'll be sometime in Friday afternoon. Hopefully, Tom and I can give you a heads up so you can listen to us live.
Yeah, man.
But if not, check us out on the weekend because everything will be podcast worthy, and you can find us at.
Yeah, we'll be over at. You talking about the podcast?
The podcast. Where can they find the podcast?
Everywhere, man.
Everywhere.
Are you kidding me? We're gonna be on. We're on.
Are we
Facebook.
like Johnny Cash?
Yes.
I've been everywhere. Do you know Haverstraw is listed in I've Been Everywhere?
Verse number 4.
It is.
Yeah.
He lists Haverstraw. And I looked it up. There is only one Haverstraw in the world, folks.
Yeah.
Like, we have a lot of towns and a lot of villages and a lot of names in this country and across the world that use the same thing. Like, there's a Pomona in California in Orange County. Did you know that?
I believe it.
No.
So I'll even ask you.
There's only one Haverstraw.
I've been to Pittsburgh, Parkersburg, Gravelsburg, Colorado, Ellensburg, Rexburg, Vicksburg, El Dorado, Lattimore, Haverstraw, Chattanooga.
Yeah, Haverstraw.
I can't do it as fast as he
Haverstraw.
does.
So there is only one Haverstraw in the world. It is the oldest, one of the oldest towns, I think.
Yeah.
It might be the oldest town in Rockland.
It was 1666.
No, that was the village.
Oh, the village was founded 50 years later.
Yeah, the town was formed in 1616.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right.
Understood.
It is old.
Yeah.
Oh, Henry Hudson and his boat.
Yeah, seriously. It's wild, man.
Like, Rockland's got so much history.
Yeah.
We have so much food. We have music. Like, what else do you history, food, and music?
And
what else do we know?
We now have cannabis. Like, I don't know much about this cannabis
but
thing.
You're learning.
Yeah, I don't know much, but like, yeah, and we talk about 202 Cannabis, but like the Flowery over in Haverstraw,
right.
Like, oh my gosh, they have a stage over there.
Did you just OMG me?
I just OMG'd. The OMG boy. Rockland.
OMG.
OK Rockland.
I did see an article, and it was state-based, but it was talking about there will be a bubble that is about to burst in the cannabis industry because there's
what is going to happen?
There's a lot of dispensaries opening up. Just like when the brewing stuff hit, where everybody started opening a brewery, everyone's starting to open a dispensary now, and eventually we're going to kind of pare down to not as many, but the ones that are left should be better quality.
Good.
That, in theory, that's the way it plays out.
Good. Okay. Yeah. And that's really important. And, I get almost like that particular scene in The Godfather where Corleone is sitting and he's meeting with the 5 families and everything. Okay. And they're talking about like drugs being being run by the 5 families. Right. And I remember this part. I don't want to say the second part because it's horrible. I'm going to say the first part of it is like one of the guys in the room says, I don't want it anywhere near the kids.
Well, I mean, that's an important thing.
Yeah, exactly. And that also has to do with making sure that the right protocols are adhered to.
Right.
You don't want to water down the industry too much. You don't want to have like a weed store on every corner, like, a convenience store. And that's, we talk about the watering down of rules.
As long as you're not watering down my beer, which is not happening at Noble Experiment Brewing Company or at District 96.
Right. So, it's safe consumption and making sure that the right protocols are met. It took a long time for the alcohol industry to grow up because, back in the day, it's like, 12-year-old Oliver can walk in, Oliver, sit him down by the bar stool and get him a beer.
I mean, we have child protection laws for a reason, but we also need these places to go and meet as adults.
Correct. But this goes back to what we were talking about, and I apologize. All right.
Where are we looping back to?
The Office of Consumer Protection and the contractor law. So I noted before, because, obviously I listened to what you're saying about the watering down of the rules. If the watering down of the rules does happen, all right, then it could lead to degradation of services for the citizens.
That's true.
Yeah. So, I would say that these are kind of like two parallel things where it's like, should the rules be strengthened or should the rules be softened?
And there's this whole, should industry police itself? The answer is no. You know why? Because they're not going to.
Yeah.
They're going to find the loopholes in the law and break the law because their job is to make money. The laws are there to protect us from them doing it in a way that's going to hurt the people.
Yeah, and the right application of the laws, be they many or few, is really where it comes into play, and making sure that everything's done not just properly, but also procedurally.
Now, to circle back to some of these dispensaries will go away, just like some of the breweries have went away.
Mm-hmm.
There's this concept of voting with your dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
most definitely.
Tom and I have spoke, and we have not said it today, so we're going to bring it up today. What is the number? The magic number is 61 cents of every dollar that you spend in a local business stays in the community.
Yes.
The whole concept of voting for with your dollar is where you spend your money makes a difference. So let's say you have 15 cannabis dispensaries in Rockland County. We do not have that number. I don't know what the actual number is. I'm making that up.
Of course.
And you go to one, and that's the one you spend your money on all the time. And you convince your friends, this is the one we want to go to.
Right.
You know that one's going to stay. The other 14, they got to go find their customer base somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
If one of those 15 doesn't have a customer base, it's going to go away.
Right.
And that means that the ones that are left have been doing something right.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely.
So where you spend your money at, because that dispensary concept that I just said applies to restaurants and bars and beer and realtors and web developers and everything in Rockland. We have choices here in Rockland. If you don't like the choice that's in front of you, reach out to us at rocklandnews.com/alert and ask us, because we will go out and find another realtor for you, another contractor for you, another brewery for you, another dispensary for you.
Yeah, or another web developer.
Whatever we need. We will not, however, find another Rockland News for you. It's just us. We're Rockland News.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, there are other news outlets. We play nice with everybody out there because Rockland is a small place geographically and a big place culturally.
Oh, absolutely.
And part of each and every one of the reporting agencies' jobs is to find those little nuances, those crevices, the places when the news happens, and share with everybody, because those other news agencies, they're Rocklanders too. They are our citizens. We respect them and we tolerate them.
Mm-hmm.
No grudges, Tom.
I don't have any grudges. I told you I'm listening.
I'm listeing.
Oh, by the way, Admiral's Cove.
Oh, speaking of listening,
more stuff that's happening. So just so you know, we've been interfacing with the the residents over at Admiral's Cove, as well as with the new property manager. I spoke with the new property manager last week, and her name is Erica, and I get the sense that she's a lot more proactive than the previous one. The previous one, and Mike and I met with the previous property management dude, not going to name names or anything, but it's kind of like, oh, I want 100% of the requests from the residents here because, like, there's problems with the elevators and the heating and air conditioning and the electrical. And like, this one time, like during the blizzard, like snow fell off the roof, landed on somebody's car and broke the windows. It's like, it was a bad scene for a while. But I get the sense that since that one is gone, Erica seems to like, the residents like her.
Okay.
Right. It's less, anger toward a particular individual. One.
Wait. Are you saying that Erica is communicating with
Correct.
the residents?
Yes. I'm saying that she's being a lot more proactive in trying to make sure the issues that come on a day-to-day basis are addressed very quickly, properly.
That sounds like someone's generating community.
Exactly. And also with the right, I want to say this gently because like the word kind of like, I don't like the word, but with the right tone.
So let's talk about that for a minute.
Mike has a return, a slight return.
This has nothing to do with Admiral's Code. This is about being considerate to one another. What you say and how you say it are two separate things. We live in a world where many of us are well versed in sarcasm. And if someone does not understand your sarcasm, they are not going to get it, and they are going to think you are an ass.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
You have to speak to people in the voice that they can hear.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, we say that as kind of a, well, yeah, of course. But I have found in my own person that you and I speak the same English. And sometimes I speak words, and I'm like, did it not come out of my mouth as English? Because the world's not understanding me. So I look at that from a societal culture problem of when you talk to somebody that is a soon-to-be friend but starts out as a stranger,
right?
You have to kind of assess what their level of listening is, mm-hmm. what their level of language is.
Right.
I'm finding that when I'm speaking with the younger generations, I tend to speak in a lot of old pop culture, and they don't know what I'm talking about because they don't have those references.
Mike, are you aging out?
No, because I need to keep myself more educated and be more curious.
Well, you are. I mean, you're very
right. That's why I'm not. It's not about age. It's about curiousness. If you lose your curiousness for others, for other uniquenesses, for other cultures, for other information. I see this with my children. I go and ask my children, what have they learned? What have they been consuming in media?
Exactly.
And show me what's going on. I want to know what's going on because it's fun to grow. It's fun to watch that growth.
It is. Yeah.
But it really takes the consideration of another person's opinion.
Yeah. 100%.
Right.
So, and that's why we go and we do the remote podcast, because we get the opportunity to really learn about the people that are doing the business or the music or the venue stuff. I mean, another good example is over at New York Sports Club.
Okay.
All right. I forgot to mention this to you, but we're actually going to do an interview over there in the next few weeks.
Very good.
We're going to talk about basically, because it's spring, you want to get your beach bod going. And I'm a member of New York Sports Club.
I'm going to get my dad bod.
There's actually town supervisors and village officials that go there. Like, they're, and I don't even engage with them when they're there because, they got things to do. But it's nice to know, like, you get into a positive environment where you walk in and it feels like self-improvement time.
Okay.
It's like, okay, I am working on myself here. Like I go to like, obviously I got to do more, but when I go, I bring a book.
Like on the treadmill book, or you're just going to sit around and read and work out your mind?
So let's say I'll do a few sets on the bench, right?
Okay.
So in between the sets, there's a rest period.
Okay.
So I make that rest time productive by, say, for instance, I do like a 1-minute set of bench press.
Okay.
And then I'll spend 2 to 3 minutes reading a book that I'm on.
Now, when you were in the bench press place, and by the way, we do have a sports show that is done by Tom Brady, not that Tom Brady, our Tom Brady.
That's right, Thomas Brady.
And he is a sports performance coach. So my question to Tom, this Tom, right across from me, is do you shut off your brain when you're working your muscles? So you're kind of switching your brain on and off while you're switching your muscles on and off?
Yeah, without a doubt. I think it's basically being able to, in drumming, there is a discipline where you're saying that your limbs are independent of each other.
Yeah, I find that very difficult. I play the saxophone. All my fingers are working in conjunction with one another.
Right. And so next level past independent is interdependent.
Okay.
Where there actually is kind of like a fluidity and order. And this gets into the concept of, can the human brain multitask?
A little bit.
It's easy to keep a few things in your mind at the same time. It's a lot more complex to make those things happen. And from what I understand, and I don't want to be stereotypical in any way toward women, men differences or anything like that.
Because we don't do that in the show. Everyone is important and unique.
Correct.
And we love you all of our Rocklanders.
Yeah, exactly. So stereotypically, women are better at multitasking than men. They can do several things at once at the same time. And I find that very interesting when you apply it to the concept of music, because you're using all the parts of your body interdependently. Okay. And with interdependently, it doesn't mean that they necessarily are all operating at the same time. So what you're doing is you're playing the bass drum.
Right. So now it's a foot and then it's a hand.
Yeah. And then you're adding in the snare.
And then you got two hands and a foot. And they're all doing different things. And then he adds the other foot because he's going to go tap the hi-hat. And then he's going to move his hands around because there's more than just 4 places to hit. And he just keeps tapping the rhythms. And the rhythms go. And it gets faster. And the bass player's like, I can't keep up. Stop. All right. And then we chill out. And we're like, hey, now it's time for Sponsor Band. And we're going to talk about our sponsors.
And that's the same thing that I'm talking about. Like when you're working out, you can operate independently with both your muscles and your limbs and your brain if you take the time in order to do it. So that first minute where you're just doing literally the reps of the bench press, and then you're resting your body, but you can keep your mind moving with a good book. Mike, right now I'm reading something called Psycho-Cybernetics.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's basically...
Say that 3 times fast.
I can't. Let me actually bring up the name of the book, and Psycho-Cybernetics. And it was written by Dr. Maxwell Maltz. And basically the concept is that you can picture things in your mind first before you actually act on them. So that way it makes it much more logical to be able to do those things in the real world. And I was introduced to this by a colleague that first trained me as a Marine, Stephen Eckert, Peak Physique, and you can check them out online, Peak Physique, physical fitness training and everything. They're out in California now. Okay. And they basically have built a life, not just on physical strength, but also family strength. Okay. General well-being. Okay. Nutrition. And I interviewed Steve Eckert several times. And one of the things I asked him was like, what's your favorite book to read? And he told me it's Psycho-Cybernetics. So I decided to read it.
You talk about books, and that immediately brings to mind, I was down in Sparkill a few weeks ago, and I met with this lovely woman named Donna who opened Sparkle Books in Sparkill, New York.
Donna Mealy, yeah.
And she and her son, they run this awesome little bookstore. And I really would encourage each and every one of you listeners to just go walk in there and take a look at it. It's got such a great vibe. It's not just books. They've got games, they've got collectibles. It's really this kind of a throwback of what a bookstore should be.
It should be, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
And Donna's super nice. They will order stuff for you. It's a great gift. It's a great place to go if you're a young person, to just go and kind of get yourself knowledged up or go dive into some fiction. They have all sorts of stuff there. Go say hi to Donna and tell her that you heard it from Rockland News.
Exactly. Well, we have anything else to talk about today? Or
well, we talked about education. We talked about making your mind sharp. We talked about the citizens being more proactive in their volunteerism. I would like to say that it is spring. For those of you who are gardeners like me, I am going to go talk to the folks at Cornell Cooperative Extension sometime later today. And I would love to tell you what's going on with that. Get ready to plant. Leave your tomatoes inside. Leave your tomatoes inside. Not until May.
Mike, we have an update on the World Cup festivities that are happening.
And like breaking news right now?
Yeah, well, Governor Hochul, I just saw that just a few hours ago, she unveiled plan to help bars, restaurants host events with a 1-day permit.
What do you mean?
It means that basically the different restaurants all over Rockland can apply for a 1-day permit and have events centered around checking out the world rhythms. So they're assuming that people are not going to necessarily be at World Rhythms directly. They're assuming that people are going to be in Rockland for this. But what this means is whether tourism happens or not, whether people travel to the county or not to check out the World Rhythms thing, the bars and the restaurants are going to be able to host events at those establishments with a new 1-day permit. So this ties back into what Mike and I are going to be talking with Jenna and Beth about on our new video podcast event, which we're going to be unveiling in May.
Because I want some clarification on that. Because does that mean our friends in the craft beverage industry, for example, can get some stipend to play FIFA on their thing just so they can have more folks and generate more economic development on that side? I think that would be wonderful, because then it's just like a Super Bowl thing, right? Everybody wants to have a Super Bowl party.
You know what this reminds me of, Mike?
What?
Is your idea for the tour bus.
Well, that don't tip our hand too much, Tom. Don't tip our hand. We would like to let you know, folks, that there is something in the pike, there's something in the works, where we would like to put together a series of stops of all of the amazing things in Rockland. I mean, not all, because there's so many, but package it together kind of like a Rockland County playlist of things.
Yeah, exactly.
And that will be coming in the future. So wait for it. In the meanwhile, we're going to find out about what's going on in the county.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go out and find out what's going on with our small businesses, with our arts community, and we're going to tell you what's going on, folks.
And we're also going to be interviewing the new owner of WRCR's old AM 1700 radio frequency, John Katsimatidis from Red Apple Media Group. He's the owner of WABC Radio, and he's going to be doing a keynote speech at our 4th annual Work Smart Business Boot Camp. Tickets are on sale now. If you go over to worksmartny.com, you can learn all about it. And I'm going to give you a few details about this. So it's at Dominican University in the Lawrence Room. When you get there, show up at 8:30 in the morning. Breakfast will be served. It's probably going to be a buffet. We're not trying to have caviar out there. We don't give a darn about that.
It's a ticketed event.
It's a ticketed event, limited to 100 people maximum. And we've already sold about 50 or 60 tickets already.
So get them while they're hot, folks.
Yeah, you kind of got to. So
get the breakfast while it's hot.
So he's going to be talking at 9:15 via Zoom, the audio book, How Far Do You Want to Go? And it's basically lessons from a down-to-earth billionaire. Down to earth.
All right.
It is possible, apparently, ladies and gentlemen. So he's going to talk with us about his life experiences. And he does have kind of like a rags to riches story. So I kind of want to hear it.
So he's a self-made guy.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
Exactly. That's what we're going for here. And we're going to have up to 100 people there in person listening to the Zoom. But then we're also going to have 3 TED-style talk speakers. And I'm going to name them. First is Joe Barada. He's an author of 3 books. He's a very, very successful real estate agent in Westchester, Rockland, basically the Hudson Valley. And also he's going to talk about his most recent book. It's called I Know a Guy, How to Become the Ultimate Connector in the Disconnected World. You can discover the secrets to success. You can discover the secrets to success in business and personal life.
Spirit Magic Helmet.
I Know a Guy is basically that. All right. You're also going to have Hopeton Scott. He's going to give us some financial tips from the tax industry. He's a veteran of the tax industry. He actually worked as an agent for the IRS or an interface. Okay. So he's going to give us some tax tips so that you can plan for 2027. And then you got this guy, Tom Osa.
I don't know that guy. Does he know anything about cannabis?
I'm not sure if he does or he doesn't on that particular day, but he's going to be talking about his third book that is going to be available on Amazon very shortly.
And it's probably at Sparkle Books at some point.
Yeah, and it's called Improvise, Adapt, and Overcome. The 1-2-3 formula for lifelong personal and professional success.
All right.
And I'm really pleased to announce that I've been working on it for several months now. Mike, I'm going to show you the preview to the book.
Okay.
It's pretty wild, and it's got some very raw stories in there, including, Mike, the one that I told you about with the whole, driving awareness and everything.
Yeah. And folks, we cannot stress, be aware, be considerate of others.
Absolutely.
Go on, Tom.
And so many different things that happened to me over the last several years. Stuff with the North Rockland Chamber of Commerce, stuff with some of my employees, and also how to make sure that even despite all of the challenges that may have happened over the years, you find a way to keep that momentum moving forward. So it's called Improvise, Adapt, and Overcome. I can't say it's going to be as successful as John Catsimatidis's book, but I am really happy to give you, in this third book that I've written, the raw, honest details of how you overcome challenges. And, if this helps, I'm really happy to have written it. So it's going to be Work Smart New York is going to be on Wednesday, April 29th, 8:30 in the morning. And we'll have you out there by about noon. You can head back to work. But we want to inspire you. We want to light the fire in you that says, you know what? I can do it. I can do it.
And that's at the business, the boot camp, right? Here at Rockland News, we want to be your voice.
Yes.
And we want to sing the praises. We want to sing the injustices. And to do that, listeners, rocklandnews.com/alert. Alert. Where's my Eli Manning?
I know, right?
Anyway.
So, yeah.
What else we got going on, Tom?
I don't know. It's 10:02. We've got to thank our sponsors. And
let's thank those beautiful sponsors again.
And to all of you that listen today, thank you very much for participating with our live stream and our podcast. Don't forget to follow us over at Facebook. Just search for Rockland News. It's easy. Facebook, it's on LinkedIn, it's on YouTube, it's on Apple and Spotify podcast, and also the most important place is rocklandnews.com for all of the news that matters to you most in Rockland.
I thought the most important place was our hearts, Tom.
Well, yes, and that's basically we write, speak, and listen from the heart.
That's true.
Yeah, especially you, Mike. You're really good. You're an empathetic listener of the human condition.
Well, I look around at our great county, and I look at some of our great businesses like Yabu Fence and Dana Pest Control, family, generations of family business right here in Rockland, doing the right thing for Rockland.
Yep.
And it really responds to me. I was raised here. I was born here. I've seen a lot of people come in and out, and that's cool too. We all need to be a little tolerant of one another and help each other out. Some of our sponsors are good at sponsoring music, even though they're building fences to have good neighbors.
Yeah.
Even though they're removing those pests like Dana Pest Control, or maybe they're just putting a bagel in your belly like Whole Shot.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, if you mention Whole Shot Bagels, Rockland's News, say the words Rockland's News and you get a free bagel.
If something's fishy, run away and go to Kobe Sushi.
Yeah. I was like, where are you going with that, man?
Because they got the good fish, not the smelly kind.
Yeah.
Hey, man, it's Chaz. They got Chaz today.
And on top of that, ladies and gentlemen.
I broke him again, folks.
On top of that, if you mention Rockland's News when you get your very, very fresh sushi, it's awesome over there. Wednesdays and Saturday nights, they get jazz. You can enjoy your sushi over a large vase of hot sake, which is my favorite.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. You can really, really enjoy the ambiance of this 80-person restaurant with 2 bars lit up, got the lights and everything like that. And then you also have jazz in the background where you're just hanging out and really, really enjoying the ambiance. And you can mention Rockland's News and you get 15% off your order. Minimum $75, bring a few people, you split it up, and then you get $10 at least back. It's a really cool place. Wednesdays and Saturday nights, you can learn more about them at KobeNewCity.com.
Who else we got on the list?
Well, we got Fiesta Acapulco. We love Juan over at Fiesta. And he's one of our sponsors, by the way. He's officially one of our sponsors. I'm very happy about that. Kobe Sushi, Whole Shop Bagels, Stony Point Pancake Factory. We actually got to talk with them about the new menu.
All right. There's a new menu at Stony Point Pancake Factory. Listeners, we're going to find out for you.
Correct. The UPS store in West Haverstraw. Shout out to Roger over there for all of your business card needs and your promotional projects. You can also ship stuff out directly from the UPS store. I highly recommend that place. I grew up in West Haverstraw.
Yeah. I grew up just over the village border in Haverstraw, but the UPS store, you don't even have to have a box, right? They'll sell you the box.
They have all the packing and shipping materials right there.
You just come in with your arm full of stuff and be like, I need a box.
Yeah.
Pack it all up right there. That sounds great. Who else is on our list?
Ivy Rehab Physical Therapy, located in Haverstraw, New York.
So if you're a drummer and your arm is busted and you need the rehab, they're the place you go to.
Yep. Susan Bova, Coldwell Banker Realty. 99 signs for all your digital, billboard, and portable sign needs. And remember, everybody, a business without a sign
is a sign of no business.
FZ Perfection Auto Body Repair and Clean Space Maintenance Management Company. So this time by the way, Clean Space, I don't know if you noticed, but I got some more stuff out of the
He cleaned his space.
Yeah. And we had Tony with the mobile dumpster show up, as I talk about all the time, shows up, drops it off on Friday, left it for a few days. Me and my wife, we just threw stuff into the mobile dumpster. Tony picks it up on Monday morning. Bing, bang, boom. It is done. So it's just $199 for the weekend, but you also have to tack on, whatever you dump away, because he's got to pay fees for that as well. So there is you got to factor that in, but it's so much, Mike, it is so much more convenient than like putting stuff in your car, bringing it down all the way to West Nyack, dumping it over at Rockland Green, and then coming back and forth.
It's one stop.
Gas costs
bing,
a
bada
lot.
boom.
Exactly. So it just makes much more logical sense.
All right.
Really good number of sponsors, and we really appreciate them.
Again, shout outs to our craft beverage folk like I'm losing my words.
Mike, employ your oral aggression. Go.
Oral aggression.
Yeah, it was a term I heard back in history class.
I think I need a beer to liquid up my mouth there. And Noble Experiment Brewing Company,
right?
District 96, Roundtable Brewing in Garner Arts Center,
right?
There is Stony Point Brewing Company at the Bricktown Beer House in West Haverstraw.
Right.
There is Red Barn Cidery should be opening up any day if they're not already open over there at Dr. Davies. Who else? Who else is making great craft beverage for us? Hopefully one day Neil Acer will return, because Divine, as we know, is closed.
Right.
But folks, support your local craft beverage. Even if you're not going to those breweries, look for them on other bars. So if you see a beer you've never heard of,
right,
ask your bartender, go, what is this Apex thing, or what is Bricktown Beer House, or because a lot of times those are from the Hudson Valley and they're made with a lot of love and a lot of craft. And that 61 cents of every dollar applies even there.
Exactly. 61 cents of every dollar that you spend in your community stays in the community, which is really important these days.
Now, if you were looking for a business in Rockland County, where would you go?
Rockland News. Oh, wait, what?
You're looking for a business in Rockland County.
Right. Oh, Rockland Shopping.
We have Rockland Shopping.
We do. Well, or like a retail business.
Right.
Yeah, like you need pizza or coffee or cannabis or really anything. Boom. There you go.
And if there's any particular place you are curious about and you want us to go investigate from a place of, hey, what's going on with this? Because you never heard of it, like this cannabis thing.
I have no idea about this cannabis except for a little bit of information.
Well, we keep learning because we go out and we're asking folks like 202 Cannabis and the Flowery and Haverstraw.
So, Mike, what's it like when you know a lot about cannabis?
I forget. That's 3, folks. I've broken 3 times.
Yeah, I feel like Dave Chappelle walking away from the mic these days. Damn.
All right. And on that note, folks, I think it is time for us to wrap this show up.
We're done. All right. Well, let's have the lovely Ilana, as we like to call her. We appreciate her. just basically just announcing us back in to say goodbye to the sponsors. And I think this time, Mike, we're going to just really focus in on the Work Smart for the final announcement.
All right.
Because I'll tell you, I'm promoting the heck out of this thing.
All right.
I am not stopping.
Alana, what do we got?
You're listening to Rockland News, available on Apple, Spotify, and online at rocklandnews.com. Thanks for joining us today. Here are your hosts, Tom Osa and Mike Kluger.
Okay, so like we've been talking about, April 29th at Dominican University, we're going to have our 4th annual Work Smart Business Boot Camp with our keynote speaker, John Catsimatidis, owner of Red Apple Media Group. He's the owner of WABC Radio, D'Agostino, Christie's, all the supermarket chains. Dude is a flat-out billionaire, and you can get tickets to hear his keynote via Zoom. You go to Dominican University and listen to him. You can go to worksmartny.com. We're going to be serving breakfast. We're going to have speed networking, great speakers, and it's going to be on April 29th. worksmartny.com. On behalf of Mike and Tom, have a great rest of the day.
Stay warm. Keep those tomatoes inside.